This is Señor Irvin, and this is the beginning of Capítulo 20, Gente con Sentimientos. This is actually the first activity you'll do in the book, and I would open up my book right now to páginas 344 and 345, 344 and 345, and just follow along as I go through each of the different exercises. There's 3 of them that you will complete in a small group. 3 to 4 students is perfect. You could also just complete it with a partner, and of course, you can always just do all this yourselves, okay? But I would recommend 3 to 4 students. So this is going to be 20-1, 20-2, and 20-3, and it'll be worth 300 experience points. Let's start off with 20-1, and it says on 20-1, cuatro películas llenas de emociones. And one of the pictures that you see below there is this movie poster of Los Abrazos Rotos, which is a movie that you will have the opportunity to see en la clase. But let's see what it actually says about these movie posters. It says, lean individualmente esta sinopsis de 4 películas. Luego asocien cada póster con una sinopsis. ¿Qué aspectos les ayudaron? What that is actually talking about is a combination of 2 things. You have the movie posters on page 344 and 345. And then, I'm sorry, on page 344, but then on page 345, you have this thing on the top of the page called acercamientos, and it says A, B, C, y D. And there's these long texts that appear there. What your mission is for 20-1 is in your group or with your partner, you are going to decide which of these synopses or summaries fits with which movie. And then you also need to tell me and give me 4 or 5 examples on how you decided that yes, this movie fits with the specific movie poster, okay? So for the example on the first one, it says Rafael Belvedere, and you go through that and you just see what you guys can figure out, okay? See if you recognize any words, any whole entire sentences maybe, as you go through it. If you don't recognize something or you really are stuck, look in the glossary, discuss it, and if you're really stuck after you've gone through it, of course you can seek out Senor Irvin's help, okay? But anyway, we have A, B, C, and D. You're going to match them together, and you're going to give me 4 to 5 examples for each movie that you match, okay? Each student is responsible for typing up their own responses also, okay? So as you go through and you work together, make sure that then you write your own responses to be able to submit to this assignment. This is 20-1. Now 20-2 kind of goes along then with this, and that's why we put them all together. And it says, los personajes, the characters, y sus sentimientos. We see this word again, sentimientos, which means feelings, okay? So characters and feelings. And it says, ¿a qué película crees que corresponden estas afirmaciones sobre sus personajes? Okay? So it says, which movie do you believe that each of these statements corresponds to the characters in that specific movie? Now that you know which movie matches with what poster, you have some details about the movie itself. You have a little summary, okay? And then now you got to match which ones you think go with the correct movie, or the statements go with the correct movie. And then you just write the name of the movie down. For example, for número 1 it says, los personajes están enamorados. And if you look the enamorados up in your little glossary or in your diccionario vocabulary thing, you know that they says the characters are in love. Okay, so something's going on with characters that are in love. Which one does it actually fit? That's 20-2. 20-3 is probably the easiest one, and it says, final feliz, happy ending. And then it says, indicate which one of these movies do you believe has a happy ending and which ones do not. So for each one of the 4 movies, El hijo de la novia, Abrazos rotos, Amores perros, En qué tan lejos, write final feliz or write no creo que tiene final feliz. Okay, no tiene final feliz is perfect. Cool, so that is the explanation for the first activity. Adiós, hasta la vista.